Oh, hi. All the kids in years 3 and 4. Today is washing line maths. That's what we're doing today. All right, so just have a look. I'll put a few socks up, but I'll keep going. All right. Today is washing line maths, and we're going to do some work. You see that? On fractions. Okay, so we're going to look at quarters, thirds, halves, and fifths. Okay, we're going to do it on the washing line. It's a terrible day for it, but the washing dries well on the wind. So what I've done, I've got this theory that if you spread the washing out, it will dry better. All right. So what I've done is, you can see over here, it's a very windy day. I only had one blue sock down on the washing. So I thought, well, what I'm going to do here is put it halfway. So what I've done, I've worked out from this end where halfway is. And this is where it's gone. It's gone halfway. Now, if that's a fraction, I write that. This is going to blow away in a minute. I'll write that. I'll show you what it looks like. We've got 1 over 2. Now, what that means is, you can see that, we have, when we look at one part, this fraction, this washing line, is broken up into 2 parts now. 1 part, 2 parts, okay? So this is half of this washing line. Here's the other half, all right? So when I look at this part here, this is where I get, this is 1 part out of 2. That's this part here. That's the numerator. And there's a total of 2 parts. So there's 2 parts here altogether. If I can put this sock halfway, and a whole half, and put it halfway. And there's the other half. All right, now we're going to do a different fraction. We're going to look at thirds. Okay, so let's have a look. Thirds. I'm blowing around in the wind here. Here we go. Now have a look at the whole washing line. Here's the whole washing line. So what's happening is now I have, as I said before, full part. I was to put this, so a numerator and denominator. 1 part, that's a third, 2 parts, that's 2/3, 3 parts, that's 3/3. If I was to just look at one of those parts, so this part here, that's 1 part, so that would mean I would have 1 part, this part here, out of a total of 3 parts. So that's 1/3. So when I look at this part here, this is 1/3. That's the numerator of 1. Tells us what part we're looking at. And we've got 3 parts overall. But we're only looking at one of those parts out of the total of 3. All right, let's look at another fraction now. Okay, now we're going to look at quarters. So I've got a total washing line here. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of the length of this line here. Split up into 4 parts. So when I've got the 4 parts, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So if I was to put that, go away. So now, once again, I'm only looking at one of those parts, this part here. 1 part out of 4. Split up to 4 parts, 2, 3, 4. I'm only looking at this part. So that's 1 part. That's my 1. And then now, that's the numerator. But now I'm going to make, that's out of 4 parts. So now I've got my denominator is 4. So I looked at 1 part out of 4 parts. 1/4. So I only looked at 1/4. So this part here, the washing line, is 1/4 of all this washing line. All right. Last fraction, this one we're going to look at fifths. All right. So I'll just sort this out. Now the fifth. Oh no, we've got a problem here. It's moved in the wind. Okay. So this part here, now we've got some masks. How fitting is that when we're in COVID? So I've got some masks that have been washed and now they're on the washing line. So now the washing line, okay, this length of line has been split up into 5 parts. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. So because we've got a total of 5 parts, now the denominator is going to be 5 because we've got 5 parts. And because I'm only looking at one of those parts, this one here, okay, so it's 1 part out of a total of 5. So there's 5 in total. I'm only looking at 1. The denominator tells us how many parts in total. So it's 5. But if I'm only looking at one of those parts, so my numerator is 1, I'm only looking at that part. But if I'm saying I want to look at 3 parts out of 5, so 1, 2, all the way there to there, 3 parts out of 5. Now I have 3/5. Sorry about my 3. 3/5. There's 3 parts. Numerator, how many parts we're looking at? Denominator, how many parts in total? 3 parts out of 5. All right. That's our washing line fraction maths for today. These will all be dry now, I reckon. But I'm not finished because I've got a whole load to hang up. It's going to dry in the wind. So I better get back to my job and do this. I hope you've learned something from fractions today, or about fractions today, because this is your activity and you're going to have to start to use some of these on number line. So good luck with your fractions. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Have fun.